I know it's Valentine's Day or Love Day for some people, but I want to give you some pointers. The top 4 worst times possible to have sex. Number 1, you should not have sex while you're drunk. When you are drunk, you weaken your natural defenses. You weaken your Wei Qi, which is your defenses, your natural auric defenses that you are born with. And so that's weakened. So you open up for uh, low vibrational entities to enter your auric field with sickness, death, misfortune, bad luck, etc. So drunken sex is one of the worst times to have sex because you weaken the auric field of both of you all instead of sex being used as something that can create great things and create new things. Is you open up auric field for demons, low vibrational entities to enter your auric field. Number 2 is after a fight or an argument. This creates sadomasochist behavior, which will create the illusions that you have to have pain in order to receive pleasure. Then that can create situations to where people will artificially create arguments or conflict or chaos just so they can enjoy the pleasure afterwards. Uh, Having sex after an argument is one of the worst types of behaviors that you can ever. It goes deep into sadomasochist psychology, where a person receives pleasure from receiving pain, where a person receives pleasure from inflicting pain. So having sex after an argument or after a fight is one of the worst times possible. Also, sickness. During sickness is one of the worst times to have sex because once again you're weak. And when 2 people are engaging in sex, you should be vibrant. So the sick person is prone to transfer that sickness onto the other person. When a person is sick and having sex with a person, you can weaken the other person's natural auric defenses, weaken that person's immune system. Except in certain cases, if a person is highly vibrant and you're performing some type of sexual magic where the person who is vital can actually heal the person who is sick. But in most cases, scenario, the average person, they're not into those type of sciences. Lastly, during pregnancy. Pregnancy is one of the worst times to have sex. They say that having sex during pregnancy will loosen up the pelvic area and make it easier for the baby to drop. There are other exercises, yoga poses and acupuncture points and other things that you can do in order to do that. You do not have to engage in sex. Most of the time, the man will come into the woman. He is not in a pure state. And the woman should be kept in a pure state because the baby's nervous system and the brain and everything else is being developed to clothe the soul that's inside of that woman, and that's a very sacred space. So if a man comes in there, he may be drunk, he may be angry or whatever he is, or he may just be lusting, and he's coming in there, whatever his thoughts is, most of the time it's not going to be in a pure state, entering into that woman and entering into the auric field and the space of that child, especially if it's not the father. But even if so, most of the time the man is not in the space to be entering into that sacred domain while the nervous system is being developed. Imagine something very subtle being developed and something that's coming in there shaking up that environment that's predisposing the child to ADHD, nervous tension, and whatever other psychic influence that they could be getting from the father. During the time of pregnancy, a woman should be in a sacred cocoon. She should be in a pure state. She should be wearing white. She should be protected from outside influences, and definitely not a man that's coming in there that's not pure, that's unclean, or whatever the case. If a man is entering into a woman and he's not on the same frequency as a child, if he's not treating us as he's entering a holy and sacred space, like if he was coming into church or he was coming into a ritual setting, he definitely should not be entering into a woman. That is one of the worst times to have sex, and this is predisposing a child to vibrations that they shouldn't be exposed to. So, be safe. Let me show off my Obatala drip right here, my Obatala bucket hat. You know what I'm saying?